Alright, so this is a bizarre story. So I lived in a house which was built in a whole another century. It's a particularly wonky building which was definitely not built by any real architectures. And it showed. You know, in those scary 80s movies where there's this old rustic house where no one wants to enter? Yeah, that was my house. My house is basically this 3 story tall, asymmetric built house. Okay, maybe you think I'm being a bit dramatic, but literally a gust of wind can blow out all the windows open in my house. And don't even get me started on the amount of windows that there are. Another example of how my house was built weird is that there was a window that led to a wall. Not a window that led to the neighbor's wall, a window that led to a wall in our own house. How can you mess it up so bad? And that's not even the worst one. The worst one was that there was a gaping hole in our storage room which led to a 10 feet drop into a, and I quote, basement. It was a huge empty room filled with spiders which had no entrance. Sorry for venting, but this was kind of a context that you needed to know how crazy my house truly was. But now let's start with the main story. Before that, if you liked the video so far, please like it and also subscribe. I'm trying to reach monetization before the end of the year, and if you could, please help me out with that, and it would be really helpful and appreciated. Thank you. So, starting with my room, it had 2 roofs, one of which was the actual ceiling, which was made of bricks and concrete, and below that, there was another roof, which was the decoration roof, and it was made of plaster. Now, on a random Sunday, while I was chilling downstairs, I hear this huge thud, and so I come up to my room to find this little chunk of decoration of my plaster roof had fallen. So basically, there wasn't a hole in the roof, but a piece of the decoration had fallen and it was really powdery and messy. Now, in my family, the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is taken quite literally. So when I told my parents, they were like, okay, you'll fix it, and never did. So now fast forward to the rainy season. Now we live in an area where it rains kind of constantly, and in 2022 it was raining particularly heavy. And previously stated, my house was not nicely built and didn't have actual strength to it, and so a lot of the moisture was stuck inside the walls. So one fine day, I come home from school, my favorite food on the table. I rush upstairs to my room with my food. Yeah, sometimes I eat my food in my bedroom. No, I don't want to get into it. But yeah, to set the scene, I'm sitting in one of the corners of my room, and my mom is also in the room in front of me. When I hear this small little trickling noise, but it wasn't like water, more sandy, more like powder. And in a split second, I look at the corner of my roof and the whole thing came crashing down. It was loud, it was fast, and it was really dusty. I was scared for my life. Now, like a normal person, my flight or fight kicked in. And as soon as I saw the roof fall, I was trying to run towards the door since it was towards me. And my sweet mother, bless her, but she does not do well in rough situations. She just grabbed me really tightly and didn't let me go, so I couldn't go towards the door. And yes, in her defense, she was trying to protect me, but all she really did was stop both of us from escaping. The gushing of all the dust in the roof stopped. The main chunk of the roof that had fallen was stopped completely from crushing us by my Lord and Savior, the fan. The fan had literally took the whole bearing of the roof and stopped us from crushing. So yeah, while all of you are proud about displaying your ACs, would your AC ever bend its wing for you? I don't think so. So you could say he was my #1 fan. Aha, a little joke. I'm not funny. Anyways, as soon as the main falling of the roof stopped, I ran outside and grabbed my mom as soon as I could and went outside. And as soon as I did that, a huge chunk of the roof fell right where my mom was sitting. So yeah, always be alert, kids. Anyways, I think that's the end of the story, but would you believe me if I told you that this isn't even the weirdest thing that happened to me in this house? This isn't even top 2. Yeah, so in conclusion, if you ever think about wanting to buy a vintage aesthetic house made in the 40s, just remember, it's most likely not gonna have good structure or piping or electricity or even architecture. Heck, it might not even have been built by professionals. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little traumatic experience of my life. If you liked this video, please like it and also subscribe. I'm still a young and growing channel, and I'm trying to reach monetization before the end of the year, so if you could help me out with that, I would really be grateful. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye!